Joining us is the Informer, an education specialist, not just any specialist. He's very, very capable at accounting, mortgage broking, and that other thing with a capital L, leadership. His name is Dr. Mark Sinclair. I'm delighted to have you in the studio because you've been in this business, in this particular line of work, mentor education, for example, is that moniker that we're going to work under. You've been doing it for the better part of 20 years, but in your lifetime, you would have seen so much change, so much evolution, and so many different practices come and go. And I imagine you're using all of those memories to help you shape the futures of so many young men and women who see themselves in this brand new world, very complicated world, being challenged every day in so many different ways. What's the biggest challenge that you've enjoyed from day one? Is it your own self-improvement?
Well, look, education and teaching is probably the passion, right? So imparting knowledge.
But that's built in, isn't it?
It is a personal driver.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But igniting that spark, exciting the potential of students is actually the biggest driver. So really focusing on those job outcomes and completion rates so that we want our students to enjoy the course. So over 90% tell the government that they're satisfied with the course, they complete, and they get the job outcomes they're looking for.
That affirmation is key, isn't it?
That's right. And in this future of work where jobs are changing, there's insecurity, but we also have this huge personal drive to succeed that we see in our students. They're looking for a whole range of skill sets to be successful, to move from being a team member to a team leader, from a team leader to a supervisor or a manager, or maybe even executive, or start their own business. All those things require skills and competencies to be developed. And what's exciting today is people can do that in micro-credentials, in small, bite-sized chunks that aggregate up to, say, a skill set, aggregate up to a qualification, that then go and allow them to do pathways to universities if they want, but really to actually just get those job outcomes, that pay increase, that new job, or just really be more capable in their work. Is
new business always looking for problem solvers, people who know what's at hand, but have the ability to think their way through a challenge?
Look, there's a whole range of competencies that are really important today. We're in the fourth industrial revolution, what they call IO4, 4.0. We had the steam engine, we had the production line, we had the computer. Now we're in the future of work, right, where technology is playing a huge role. So what that means is we no longer have to do menial tasks. We don't have to pack bags at the end of a shopping line. Right? We can actually go through automatic tellers. We can have automatic dispatch. We can have the groceries delivered directly to our home over the internet. Right? So those opportunities are there. We don't have to do mundane jobs.
It can be a drone delivering these days. I mean, if Mr. Bezos is to be believed at Amazon, he would rather have drones delivering rather than having you and I find contractors. Christine Holgate has been challenged by that, and she's been found out as the head of Australia Post. But I'm distracted now, or distracting you. Let's get back to what we're talking about. You have national accreditation that is very important. The course lasts how long?
Well, look, we focus on professional services courses.
Okay.
And to your point earlier, people are looking for individual skills to develop. Right, and they're soft skills. They can be accounting. So I want to understand a budget. I actually want to do my own books. I want to support my partner do their books. So we do a whole range of bookkeeping and accounting qualifications. People want to develop business skills. They want to understand how to do a budget, how to do a business plan. So we do leadership and management, business administration qualifications. And we go all the way from Certificate 4, Diploma and Advanced Diploma. So these are national qualifications recognised throughout Australia that pathway into university. So if you did, say, for example, a diploma or advanced diploma, you'd likely get 1 year off as a credit into a 3-year bachelor degree. So go straight into year 2 in major universities around Australia. We pathway to international universities like University of Wales as well. And we also do graduate certificate and graduate diploma courses, which are for people who've already working in industry, maybe 4 or 5 years experience in a job, maybe don't have an undergrad qualification. And that pathways into a master's program, because a master's is 12 units, first 4 grad cert, next 4 grad dip, and then you do the master's. So we focus on qualifications, nationally recognised qualifications, the pathway to universities, but that allow you to do individual units of competency or micro-credentials, or if a group of individual units might be called a skill set. So we might do the BAS agent skill set to become a tax advisor. So we're following government mandated programs. I want to be a financial planner, I want to be an accountant, I want to be a project manager, I want to do, we do applied blockchain, for example. So we're really targeting where the jobs are tomorrow. In the future. But allow people to do just components to build up that particular skill set, but then continue if they want to get the full qualification in the area of their choosing. We give all our students a free student MYOB package, but whether they do zero or whatever, that's fine. We want to teach them the fundamentals, and we want them to be able to get a tax practitioner board accreditation as a BAS agent or a tax advisor. So we're really we want credible pathways that really build their CV. But look, from an accounting point of view, we want them to be able to, do invoicing, we want them to be able to do payroll, we want them to be able to do management reporting. But we also have soft skills there, digital solutions and things of that nature. So we're really trying to build and develop the individuals. But look, everyone's got their own needs. The real thing is to listen to students. What are their objectives? Where do they want to go? What time do they want to complete? How much time have they got? And then make sure that the course is appropriate for them. So, we have a cohort of 5,000 current students, and they're really all doing the whole breadth of coursing depending on their needs. They might just do IT and a particular unit because that's what they want to develop, and they might be doing for their business or just it's important for their current work. They're on a project and they want to really develop that skill. So the key is to really allow our students to start when they want to get the support that they need, to have course material that's easy to understand and is also intuitive. And we spend a lot of time in that continuous improvement process, and that leads to something that's meaningful, and they get the outcome that they want. They tell us that.
Dr. Mark Sinclair in the studio, The Informer, been at it for the better part of 20 years with mentor education. And I think it's just exciting to hear that you are preparing this young crop, this current crop for the jobs of tomorrow. Do they still have, you see the young applicants and young students, do they show you that they have the same ambitions as some of the generations that came before?
Look, the truth is our students are of all ages, really, because it doesn't matter. We do have the biggest cohort.
What is the average age of a student?
The biggest cohort is the 25 to 35 year age group, but it depends on the qualification and the buyer persona. So we can deal with 50, 60-year-old people who might be financial planners wanting to get an extra qualification, say, to give margin lending advice. And we have that course, ASIC, recognised and the like. And we, RG 1 for 6 characterised. So we provide those skill sets wherever it's required. But look, one of the things that we do to validate is scholarship and research. And what we do is we represent Australia in this international consortium of nearly 20 countries around the world who actually survey each year how hopeful people are. And that's important to us from an education point of view, because if we identify how hopeful they are before they start, on completion, and then 6 months later or a year later, a longitudinal study, we get a sense about how effective we are from an education perspective. Are we improving how hopeful they are for work, for the future, and a whole range of different paradigms? We surveyed them last year pre-COVID, so to get 1,000 people participating in the Hope Barometer survey this year, we can actually compare last year, how hopeful we are now for the future compared to last year, but more importantly, how hopeful Australians are compared to other countries around the world. Because we're handling, how are we handling COVID and how optimistic are we for the future compared to the rest of the world? So we're dying to see that research and that finding. And we've got hopebarometer.com.au and hopebarometer.org, and we're part of that consortium. And we're really keen in the month of November to get enough people so we get a statistically valid comparison and really develop that. And we do that now. We'll do that for all our students.
Great.
And we just really want to make sure that what we're delivering is effective and gives the job outcomes or employment outcomes or business outcomes.
If people want to know more about mentor education, how do they go about it?
Well, look, the website is mentor.edu.au. So edu is because we're a nationally recognised education institution, so MENTOR, mentor. It's our philosophy to mentor our students and provide support and help them develop. And but look, they can ring us 1300 306 146 at any time.
And what's the campus like at RMIT these days? Has it changed much over the last 20 years?
Look, we've got we have a lot. Look, most of our students are online, but we have a terrific campus. It's the Education Precinct on Chapel and High Street. It's a huge campus, which is exciting, but it gives us access to auditoriums and lecture theatres and the whole gamut.
Social
so it's really
distancing.
good. Well, look, that's okay. We'll do really well in that.
No worries.
Students are resilient.
Dr. Mark Sinclair, thank you for joining us and for getting a chance to give us an insight into what's happening behind the scenes with mentor education, the sorts of things that you're striving to achieve, and more importantly, the quality of students and what they're asking from mentor education. If you want to know more, reach out and join us on The Informer. It's TheInformer.tv, and you can find out not only the subjects that we've covered, but the subjects and the interviewees that we've spoken to.